it is, well, it's not really morning, it's about 11:30 on Tuesday, and I got it into my head that I would do a kind of a proper vlog this week. It probably won't last, so anyway, one of those day-to-day vlogs, because I know that people who run creative businesses and have their, or they've got an online biz or something like that, we're all interested in the day-to-day running of that kind of thing. So today is Tuesday, and I am about to go, at lunchtime, I'm about to go live in my membership group, in the Facebook group, because I'm doing a full moon oracle card reading. I do one for our creativity. I've got these cards that are all based around creativity. So they talk to all the sorts of things that you confront in a creative journey. It's a really big deck. I'll put a link to it down below. But I also intuitively kind of tap into what else I think the group needs. So I pull from the creativity deck, but I also pull from like Goddess Love or the Mother Mary deck or anything like that, in case there's anyone in there needing a bit more nurturing. So that's fun. So I'm just sitting here and I just sat down. It's just gross. I sat on the stool and thought, what? And I've got cords on, and they just went. So I sat in a big puddle that was on the kitchen stool that I didn't know was there. So that was because I had a big fishbone fern on top of the bookcase, and it was getting really battered from the split system, from all the hot air kept blowing on it, and it was starting to look really bedraggled. And I thought, oh, you poor thing. So I've taken that out and put it out the front where it won't get any heating on it, because only parts of this house are heated, the parts that we're actually in, which to me makes sense. So I've put Mr. Fishbone Fern out there where he will recover from all the hot air, and I must have, as I was pulling the pot plant down, there must have been water in the base of it, and it dripped onto the stool, and I just sat in it. Isn't that fun? Didn't you need to know that? Anyway, I'm going to switch off the camera now and eat my boiled egg. It's just cooked. I always have protein before I go live because it grounds me. When I was sort of busy and doing book tours and festivals and being on stage and doing stuff like that, I always had protein before I went on stage, and I would get quite stressed if I couldn't get my hands on something, so I'd always have my own nuts and things handy, but yeah, I would always make sure that I had a really big breakfast before I went and did anything live on stage, because I just float away otherwise, and I can't sort of string two words together. And it was really weird because I did see ages ago Danielle Laporte, not that I'm equating myself on any level to Danielle Laporte, but she said before she goes live or before she's interviewed, she always has a steak. So it's not just me. And if any of you are out there and you're kind of struggling with visibility issues, or you're feeling like it's, public speaking is being foisted upon you because of the sort of work that you do, and it freaks you out a bit, always look at that protein mix in your diet, because it really can help center you and steady. A lot of us who are very creative have very sort of wobbly nervous systems, I've noticed, and I've worked with hundreds of creatives over the years, and it's a very common thread, that we're all a bit highly strung, so, as my mum used to say. So protein is really helpful, not carbs. Don't have a big bowl of spaghetti before, unless it's got meat in it. Don't have a big bowl of pasta or a few big chunks of toast before you go live, because you'll probably, or even like oatmeal or anything like that, because you'll probably burn it up really fast, and then you start to leave your body. So that's my little tip. So don't know if you can hear the rain. It's lovely. This is steady, heavy, steady, mild rain. It's been raining for hours, all night. It rained all night. And I don't even have any studio cats in here today. They're both inside. They're both in the house. I think they ran outside really quickly to inspect the day, did a quick wee, and then they're both coming, both inside and in their various favourite rooms, favourite chairs, sleeping it off. Okay, here we are down in the studio, and I'll show you some of the oracle decks that I use. I love this one, the Goddess Love one. It's really lovely, and I sometimes use Colette Baron Reid's Spirit Animal one, which is also a beautiful deck. But the main one that I use for my creativity group, for my children's authors and illustrators, is this one, the Creativity Oracle. I can never remember who it's by, Amy Zerner and Monty Faber. And it's a big deck. It's got 80 cards, so that's like really, really big. And they're stitched. So the images are sort of collagey, stitched kind of, ooh. That's weird. Sorry, wrong deck. That's from the Goddess Love deck. That must have been from a draw that I did the other month. I must check all this, check that it's all okay before I go live. Yeah, so that's the deck for those of you who are into the woo, as we call it. But the other side has the message. So the messages are quite, you know, like this one's recharge. When the pace of life becomes too hectic, know to slow down, be mindful and go with the flow. So I will pull cards from this deck and then just riff off each topic and how I feel like it relates to people in the group. So that's a really fun deck that I bought this deck specifically for my membership. I never use it for myself. I use the Goddess Love for myself occasionally and the Spirit Animal one, but never the Creativity deck. That's just solely for the community. So that's what I'm going to do now. And I'll swing the camera around and show you what else is going on down here. Oh. So every month I do a playbill for the group, and it's a lot of fun. I use Canva Pro and just put where's my mouse? Yeah, I just use Canva Pro and put lots of little images, and then just send a playbill to them all. For my community group is called Cafe Quack, because it's Girl and Duck. Yeah, so that's what I do. So you can see we've got a full moon reading today. We've got morning tea, that's where we work on our creative writing projects together, and I also coach and answer questions and all that kind of stuff during that session. That's in Zoom. Then on Sunday the 26th, we've got afternoon tea where we just work on our creativity. That's really super relaxed. So you just bring anything that you're working on, you know, you're knitting or you're drawing, or it could be writing, and we hang out on a Sunday afternoon and chat and create. So that's just a really nice point of connection. And then we've got another full moon oracle reading in the Facebook group at the end of the month. So this is just a typical, very, very calm. I don't want everybody to be overwhelmed with stuff. I used to run another group for many years called the Duck Pond. You can see one of the old playbills there from 2023. Oh, that was a semester break one. But the Duck Pond was really quite intense by comparison, because we had a lot of speakers and a lot of masterclasses and things like that. Whereas Cafe Quack is more just connecting and having a community of creatives around you. So that was an experiment for this year, and I really enjoyed it, and I think everybody in there has really enjoyed it too. And we do have speakers, but only twice a year. So last month in June, we had Picture Book Month, which was, we had 3 industry speakers, and in October we'll have Kidlit Review, which is when we review the year in children's literature, and we look at market trends and, you know, what's going on in the publishing world. So industry speakers come into the group, and we do Zoom sessions with them. But yeah, so that's how my little membership world runs. I'm just going to quickly grab a coffee. Not for human consumption. That's paint water. And I'll have to set my coffee on top of the pencil sharpness. Do you want a corn crushing shed? There's one for sale in town. Cute, isn't it? Cute as a button. Such a day for such a day for recording very dark. Anyway, I've got my coffee, and my tripod is in the studio, so I have to run down there to get that if I want to make any more videos today, but I may not, because I'm going to have my coffee, and then I've got some emails to write. I'm lining up some speakers for October, so I need to, in my membership group, so I need to get them locked in. There's 3 of them that I need to contact today, and then I've got to do some stuff for my agent that's kind of confidential, I can't talk about. And what else? That involves some scanning, and oh hello, there's a cat. Scanning of contracts and stuff like that. And what else do I have to do? Well, I have to do some writing in there somewhere, but that might be... Lately I've been able to, you know, the last year or couple of years, I've been able to write in the late afternoon. I was never able to do that when I was younger. I'm thinking it's probably because I don't have kids at home and all sorts of things that, you know, when you've got kids at home, I find you tend to peter out as the day goes on, and so by late afternoon, you know, there's school pickup and all that sort of stuff, and you actually, you know, I actually believed that I wasn't able to write in afternoons, but it was really just a circumstantial thing. Oh, say g'day. Here he is, the boy. He's woken up. He's been asleep for 5 hours, literally. Anyway, so I might do some writing this afternoon, but I also have to do some more Canva stuff, because I'm putting together a pitch for a book, and I'll use Canva slides for that, and I'll probably record something, but I won't be doing that today. I'm just playing with the actual wording of the pitch and fine-tuning the imagery. So that will be a nice afternoon. It's now, what is it? Yeah, it's 20 to 2. Oh, so I'll go and have my coffee while it's nice and hot. And I've got a yo-yo as well. Of course I've got a yo-yo. So here's some news from the home front. What is it, 4:45? I've just got back from down the street. I had to, get some things. And while I was there, I got an email and from my agent, and a Big Five publisher are interested in not just my text, but also my illustrations. And I'm a bit freaked out because I had kind of decided that I didn't want to pitch for Illos. I just wanted to do the book because part of me wants to just say, oh, look, let's just hand it over to somebody who knows what they're doing. But the other part of me is like really passionate, and I've always been able to see these characters very clearly in my head, and I feel quite attached to them. I've drawn them over and over and over and over and over again over a series of like a couple of years. So I've put the kettle on. That's my solution, all right? I've put the kettle on and I'm going to make a cup of tea. I've put my tracksuit on, which always makes me feel like I can think straight. Got my hair out of my eyes, another thing that helps me think straight. And I'm going to go down to the studio and have a play and draw some more drawings and more samples, and then see how I feel in the next couple of days about whether I want to proceed with illustrations or whether I just want to pitch the actual book. So that's what I'm going to do. So yay, it's really good. Hey Google, what's the weather today?
Today in Malden it'll be rainy, with a forecast high of 13 and a low of 9. Currently it's 9 degrees and mostly cloudy.
All right, I'm sorted. I'm heading off now. I've got everything on. I've got the rear demister on, the front demister on, the seat warmer on. Everything's happening. All right, it's very foggy, and apparently there's some floods where David's working. So anyway. Okay, I'm in Castlemaine. The town at home was, immersed in fog, but the drive was fine. It lifted once I got out of town, and the roads are quiet. Now I want to show you where I'm parked because it's a magnificent spot. Like, you will just be stunned and amazed by the beauty of what I can see from my car. So I'm going to turn the camera around. It's just so picturesque, isn't it? Country living, right? We even get a discarded shopping trolley. All the things. In fact, there's something going on behind that cement wall. I think there might be a digger or something in there. Maybe they're clearing the block. The little building beside it is pretty. But it's just like the worst park in terms of, and there's a skip. So I'm home and I've got a pie for lunch. I've just got to eat this, and then, because it's 12:34. I have to get cracking and get onto these illustrations. That's what the afternoon holds for me. So I'm back at work in the wool shop for my 1 day a week, and it's always nice to come in and see what's new in. And look at these. Someone's been knitting. God, they're adorable, aren't they? I think there's more. Little kids stuff. This is children's clothing, in case you can't get an idea of the size. yeah, so there'll be a few things to unpack today. I'm loving these arm warmers. I may have shown them to you before, I don't know. Anyway, it's very cold, so I've got one door closed to keep the heating in. This is, for those of you who don't know, this is an old bank. I think it was the State Bank in its day. So, it's very small. That there with that door there, that's the safe. It's gigantic. You know, not gigantic, but it's not a portable safe. And these are lovely too. I've got a pair of these. I don't know where they are at the moment. I've lost them. They're not lost. They're just, I think they're in my art bag. They're lovely. Fingerless gloves are great because you can drive in them, can't you? You can still grip the steering wheel, whereas you can't grip the steering wheel when you've got fuzzy gloves on. We've got over here. Oh, one of our ladies has been knitting the most adorable animals. I might take you outside and show you. The zebra, I think, is my favourite. It's the teddy bears picnic this weekend, so people are putting teddy bears, and there's all sorts of beautiful teddy bear windows in the town. Our windows are so small because it is a bank, an old bank. So our teddy bear situation was a bit limited, I'm afraid. I don't know where the knitted ones that were in the window, there were some knitted ones on that swing. Maybe they sold. Gosh. They might have sold. Anyway, let me take you outside and show you the zebra. Little hot water bottles, covers made out of old blankets, and large ones as well. A rabbit made out of an old blanket with a cute daisy tail. A young man just came in wanting thread because he wanted to sew today. He wanted to get cozy and sew, but we don't have sewing stuff. But it was just so lovely. Like, he was about 18 and he was going to get his sewing machine out. And for those of you following along, this is my third Sophie scarf. All right, I'm going to stop now. I've got a red one, a navy one, and this sort of ochre colour. That's it. I'm on to something else now. I'm with himself. We just went out for breakfast, a really quick breakfast in a very, very noisy cafe, as you might have noticed. School holidays, people everywhere, and it's freezing and people aren't sitting outside. So yeah, anyway, just going into the art shop to get some black Prismacolor pencils. I keep wearing them down because I'm doing black and white illustrations. So you know how you can buy them loose, so that's what I'm going to do, stock up on the black. I'm just sitting in the car park. I'll show you my art haul. Himself's gone to, I don't know, fruit shop or something. So the art haul is much more interesting. So on my lap in the car, they didn't have any black Prismacolors left. Can you believe it? He said no black or white. They should have some in next week. So I don't know what's going on. So I ended up getting a black Polychromos. So I know that'll be lovely. Can you see that? Anyway, they're very, very nice pencils. And I just thought I would come out of my comfort zone. And I bought a cool grey Prismacolor because I thought that will be nice for shading, that cool grey. So I'll eventually get this the right way around. So that, and I got another, just an Art Tech sketch pad. They're not particularly expensive, but 210 GSM, so it's nice thick paper, and it's a good size for drawing on. From memory, I don't think this paper takes much. I mean, it says watercolor pencil, but I don't think it really holds up to aggressive sort of, you know, mixed media. And I got another one of these. I really like these, a 10 by 10, the square. They're just really good for drawing, and yeah, obviously because it's a sketch pad. I don't know, there's something about the square shape that is really cool, and the paper's not great quality. It's just like a cartridge paper, but again, it's good for, look how it's really thick. How many pages is it? Does it say? I'm reading through the camera here. 160 pages. So that's a lot of pages. So when you're working things out, you know, like at the moment I'm working out how I want the dog in the story to look. So I've been drawing lots and lots of dogs. So this is a good kind of book for doing that sort of thing in. And so that's what I got. So I'm very happy with that little haul. Hello. It's Friday afternoon. It's getting late. I don't know what time it is. What is it? 2:30. I'm in the studio and I'm doing a manuscript assessment. That's another part of what I do with Girl and Duck. I don't assess long pieces of work because I don't have time. So I do picture book manuscript assessments. So they're a lot of fun, but I'd say this one I'm about to do now will probably be a good 3 hours solid work. So I've got to get moving on it. It's the last one of a long list. So, and I'm not going to open up any more places for assessments for another month after this because I just got too much work piling up of my own, and I don't have the headspace to juggle it all. So this is the final one for this round. I think I opened up 10 places for this round, and then there was a link accidentally open. And so I ended up selling 14, which is fine, but it just meant a lot of work. Anyway, that's what I'm about to do. I had you sitting on the Spiderwick Chronicles, but you fell off. Anyway, that was a really fun manuscript to work on. I'm really, really lucky because, you know, all the manuscripts that I work on come from my community, so they all know what they're doing. And so that can make it a lot easier. When I used to work in publishing, you know, back in the day, we used to get a lot of hundreds of unsolicited manuscripts, and they were from the vast majority were from people who really didn't know what they were doing, and they didn't have, or some of them didn't have the wherewithal to try. Others just didn't know, there weren't enough resources around in those days. This is back in the noughties, so there wasn't, you know, so much guidance out there that there is now for children's authors. So yeah, the quality of manuscripts was pretty tragic, and it could be, you know, a bit heartbreaking after a while, you know. But now, what am I trying to say? You know, reading lots of writing that's not up to par, not up to par, but really bad, is soul destroying. Anyone out there who know, you know this kind of thing. It'd be like if you read scripts or something for a film, you know, and every one that you get is really, really bad. After a while, it's just, there's no fun in it. You're always looking for something wonderful. So anyway, I'm really lucky that all the manuscripts that I get, you know, the vast majority of them are really, really high standard because they all come from my community. So that makes my job when I'm assessing and doing edits a lot easier. So it's 4:45 now on Friday, so I'm going to pack up my tools and make myself a cuppa and sit down and see what's on YouTube. And yeah, and meantime, I'm wishing you a very happy weekend if that's what when you're watching this. Otherwise, I do hope that you are well and safe wherever you are and whenever you're watching, and I'll see you again really, really soon. Bye.